And Floyd started it. You know, McGregor and Floyd.
They did start the crossover.
They started this shit.
That was cool. But this is still different, Mike, because you're not behind a pay-per-view.
Mike Tyson has reacted to Floyd Mayweather supporting him for his fight with Jake Paul. Meanwhile, Mike Tyson has dropped a savage message. In the most recent episode of Impulsive, host Logan Paul, alongside co-host Mike Malak, had a conversation with Mike Tyson about the forthcoming fight. During their discussion, Malak's effort to provoke Tyson fizzled out as Tyson's calm response diffused what might have otherwise escalated into a tense moment. Mike Tyson may have mellowed over the years, but when Malak, the co-host of the Impulsive show, wanted a glimpse of that old, fiery temper, he decided to provoke a brief demonstration of Tyson's infamous anger. Malak said, "Is there any chance we can just get you to say something quickly for just 10 seconds of old-school 1990s, Mike? Can you just say some really f***ed up shit?" Subsequently, Malak put on a Jake Paul mask and started trash-talking Tyson, saying, "Yo, Mike, I'm the problem child, and I'ma f*** you up and I'm gonna f*** all the fans up too after." Malak's attempt to rattle the baddest man on the planet fell flat. Tyson, clearly unfazed by Malak's antics, fired back with a laugh-inducing reply, "You look like Aquaman." It's clear he's bottling up all his fury for fight night. In the same discussion, Tyson opened up about being haunted by the ruthless, conquering mindset that once fueled him in the ring, but brought chaos to his life beyond the ropes during his Iron Mike days. Throughout his professional career, Mike Tyson frequently clashed with the law, a consequence of his unchecked rage. While this fury served him well in the boxing ring, outside of it, it turned him into a volatile force, often causing chaos in his wake. What I learned from experience when that tough guy Mike Tyson comes out, when it's not necessary to come out, I'm always in handcuffs, so I'm very careful when that guy comes out. Every time I drink or getting ready to get in a fight, I break out in handcuffs, he admitted. Over the years, he's been on a journey of self-discovery, gradually finding peace with the anger that once consumed him. Yet he knows that it still lingers within, a force he can never fully shake, and even he fears its power. "Unfortunately, I have to fight and be that guy. I wish I could stop that guy. That guy haunts me, that I wish that guy died. But he's here to stay," Tyson confessed. But there is an antidote to controlling his aggression. He explained that caring for his family helps him keep his inner demons at bay. Jake Paul made headlines in 2021 when he stepped into the ring against Tyron Woodley, sporting boxing shorts valued at an astonishing $1.2 million. However, the problem child is taking extravagance to new heights for his upcoming bout against Mike Tyson. On November 15th, Jake Paul plans to wear the most expensive fight shorts ever created, adorned with diamonds, setting a new standard for opulence in the boxing world. The most anticipated boxing event of 2024 is set for November 15th, where Jake Paul will step into the ring against the legendary Mike Tyson. This exhibition match has captivated the boxing world, sparking widespread discussion not only for its star power but also for the striking age gap, Paul at 27 and Tyson at 58, which has left fans both intrigued and baffled. Jake Paul has crafted an extravagant plan to steal the spotlight when he enters the ring at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Known as the Problem Child, he's set to wear the most expensive fight shorts in history, embellished with diamonds, as he faces off against Iron Mike. In his 2021 rematch with Tyron Woodley, the YouTuber-turned-boxer reportedly sported a pair of boxing shorts valued at an eye-watering $1.2 million. Adorned with Rolex watches on the waistband, these extravagant shorts set a high bar. However, Jake Paul aims to outdo himself in his upcoming bout against Mike Tyson later this year. Paul quickly made his goals apparent when asked about the attire he had prepared for the fight. "We are going for the most expensive fight shorts ever," he replied in an interview by sports betting company Betr. The 27-year-old social media star was blown away by the first glimpse of the shorts, declaring them insanely cool. Jake Paul is eagerly anticipating the chance to showcase his outfit, but he's anxious that the flashy embellishments might end up making the shorts too cumbersome for a showdown with Iron Mike. "Hopefully, it is not too heavy. That might be the only problem. We will see," he added. When the interviewer pressed further on the look of the shorts, Jake Paul teased, "There's gonna be some weight, diamonds, all of that." Although Jake has grandiose ambitions for his debut, he has also boldly declared that he will defeat Mike Tyson and silence his doubters. November 15th, Mike Tyson is training. He's back, looking crazier than ever. November 15th on Netflix, "I'm gonna get another KO and prove everyone wrong once again," Paul asserted. Meanwhile, Carl Froch, the former British boxing world champion, has added his voice to the chorus of both retired and current professional boxers who are dissatisfied with the upcoming bout between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Froch has taken aim at the 58-year-old Tyson, suggesting that his recent press conference might have been a rehearsed performance designed to build excitement for the fight against Paul on November 15th. In a fresh upload to his YouTube channel, Froch on Fighting, Carl Froch has joined the growing chorus of boxers, both retired and current, who are unimpressed by the forthcoming bout between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. At 47, Froch has long been vocal about his disdain for Paul, frequently taking to social media to challenge the 27-year-old influencer. Despite his repeated attempts to provoke a high-profile match, none have succeeded in capturing the lucrative fight he's been angling for. The most buzzworthy aspect of the rescheduled bout between Paul and Tyson is the stark age gap and Tyson's current physical state. The fight's initial date was pushed back because Tyson, the former heavyweight champion, suffered from an ulcer flare-up. Froch, along with many others, has voiced concerns about the match's validity, questioning whether it should even take place given these factors. In a recently uploaded YouTube video, Froch commented on the Paul vs. Tyson news conference that took place a few days ago, expressing his belief that Mike Tyson was merely playing his role. He suggested that Tyson likely had a script, pointing out that the press conference seemed staged, with a half-hearted shove and Jake Paul standing sternly without saying anything. Froch found the entire event contrived and fake, describing it as worse than pantomime and noting that, as a former professional boxer, he did not find it enjoyable to watch.
Let's be honest, Mike Tyson, I think he's just going to be playing his role. In my opinion, Mike Tyson's probably got the script, because when I saw that press conference the other day, there was like a little bit of a shove by Tyson at the end, like a half-hearted shove. It was like there was like nothing in it. Jake Paul kind of didn't know what to do, was stood there stern looking, not saying, I don't think he said anything. But it all just looked really contrived, it looked really fake, and Tyson gets a bit giddy and starts jumping around and smiling. He does a stupid little half-hearted push, and I mean, Jake Paul got booed, but I don't know, it's not even pantomime, it's worse than pantomime, because for me, as a professional boxer, retired pro boxer, it's just not enjoyable to watch.
Froch suspects that Tyson, the ex-heavyweight world champ, is merely following a rehearsed routine to stir up excitement and buzz before the fight. He highlighted a particular incident from the latest press conference. Tyson's clumsy shove of Paul left many viewers puzzled and uncomfortable. Carl Froch, though not enthusiastic about the upcoming bout between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, is eagerly anticipating the moment when he hopes Jake Paul will face a decisive defeat in their November clash. Moreover, Froch expressed his fervent support for Tyson, hoping to see him secure a dramatic knockout victory against the problem child in their upcoming bout. However, he candidly acknowledged that, given Tyson's age, such a knockout might be an unlikely outcome. Froch mentioned that the appeal lies in the desire to see Jake Paul get flattened and questioned whether Mike Tyson could render Jake Paul unconscious. However, he expressed his belief that, unfortunately, this outcome would not happen in reality.
To watch, and we want to see Jake Paul get flattened, and that's half the appeal, and that's why a lot of people are going to be tuning in, thinking, can an old Mike Tyson rekindle any sort of flame and land one of them big nasty hooks that he used to throw and render Jake Paul unconscious? But unfortunately, in the real world, that's not going to happen.
Froch sent his warmest regards to Iron Mike ahead of his bout with Paul, expressing hope that Mike not only receives a substantial paycheck for the fight, but also emerges unscathed. With the risk of injury high for someone of his age facing a young and formidable opponent like Paul, Froch's concern is both sincere and understandable. Froch expressed his disapproval of the situation, stating that it shouldn't be happening and that he didn't like it. However, he added that he hopes Tyson can participate without getting hurt and make some money in the process.
What happened? He's going to be 58 years old when he steps in the ring against a young man, and you can't beat the clock. Father Time waits for nobody, and I just think it's a shame that Mike Tyson's going to get in the ring with this idiot, fake Paul, who's pretending to be a boxer. I've said earlier, I know he's making money, but I still think he believes in himself. I think deep down somewhere in his head, he thinks he's actually good enough to be a pro boxer. There's a reason he never thought about stepping in the ring with me, and there's a reason since losing to Tommy Fury, who, let's be honest, he's a crap boxer, isn't he, Tommy? I don't want to give him too much. I don't want to give Tommy stick, but he's not a pro boxer. But since losing to him, I think he's realised, you know what, I better keep fighting comedians.
Is Jake Paul a genuine challenge to Mike Tyson? The boxing world is divided on this matter. Some argue that the problem child could truly be a thorn in Iron Mike's side, while others dismiss the November 15th bout as a mere stroll in the park for the former heavyweight champ. But the real question remains, what does the baddest man on the planet himself have to say? Tyson shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight, revealing that while he takes Jake Paul very seriously, many fans are not as convinced. Tyson also delved into why he believes Paul has the potential to defeat him. Speaking to the former world champion, known for his ferocity in the ring, Logan Paul claimed he was nervous for Mike Tyson, stating, "He's a real killer, Mike." He went on to reveal that Jake Paul wanted to be a Navy SEAL before he started boxing, remarking he wanted to go kill people for his country, trying to emphasize the threat Paul really poses.
I love you, Mike,
Same.
and I'm very nervous for you.
Thank you for caring.
I do care. I care about you, and I care about my brother, and I know the path he's on right now, and it's ruthless, Mike.
I agree. It's pretty cool.
It's cool. It's so cool to watch, and he's really crushing it. And I just feel like I want you to be okay in there, Mike. And I want you got to take him serious, Mike, because
I take him extremely serious. I take him extremely serious. These people don't take him serious.
No, they don't, and it's such a mistake because he's a real killer, Mike. Like, he wanted to be a Navy SEAL before he started boxing. Like in high school, he wanted to be a Navy SEAL. He wanted to go kill people on behalf of his country.
Logan's co-host, Mike Malak, didn't hesitate to propose that the problem child, still in the early stages of his boxing career, challenging Iron Mike could be a hard pill to swallow for Tyson's admirers, who revere him as one of the greatest fighters ever. Tyson's reply was revealing. He admitted to having fears about many things and people, and Paul was certainly among them. Tyson confessed that he is fearful of his 13-year-old son, sharing that through his 58 years of experience, he has learned that anyone is capable of killing. He elaborated further, explaining that his life experiences had taught him that anyone could potentially kill you, implying that Jake Paul is no different from anyone else in that regard. Tyson added that he views people in a way that acknowledges they are all capable of killing. This does not imply, however, that Mike Tyson will allow Jake Paul to just run over him, as Paul has done to his previous opponents. Even though Paul's brother implies that he is a killer, Mike has been organizing Paul's wake. In June, Mike Tyson delivered a stark warning to Jake Paul after their eagerly awaited fight was delayed. Initially set for July 20th, the clash was rescheduled to November 15th due to Tyson experiencing a painful ulcer flare-up while traveling cross-country. Despite this hiccup, Tyson was adamant that the postponement would not alter the eventual result. In a video posted on X captioned, "Jake's new wake date, November 15th, the legendary boxer delivered a stark message to Paul. Different date, same fate, I'm going to knock out Jake Paul." Tyson's warning was unmistakable. He promised to dive back into training with unrelenting intensity for the new fight date. This upcoming bout marks his return to the ring for the first time since his 2020 exhibition match with Roy Jones Jr. Nevertheless, Mike Tyson's attitude indicates he will approach the problem child similarly to how he has faced far more serious opponents in the past, even though he is not taking Jake Paul lightly. Moreover, Mike Tyson has brushed off criticism of his impending battle with Jake Paul, saying it's all about jealousy. The comments. With a staggering 31-year age difference between the two boxers, the fight has faced its fair share of criticism, yet Tyson remains unfazed by the backlash, sending a bold message to his detractors. "If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come tell me to my face," Tyson said when asked about the criticism in an appearance on the Impulsive podcast, which is hosted by Jake's older brother Logan. Tyson said, "This is all about jealousy. They wish they could do it. They can't. They can't do it. They're out there making up crazy things, but they wish so bad they were in our position. They wish so bad they could take care of their families the way we can. The way people yell our names. They're world champions. No one knows their names. The shit talkers get all the money. The shit talkers get all the attention. The shit talkers get everything. We get a bad rap, but we also get everything else." Paul's longtime rival KSI is among those who have criticized the event, with the YouTuber claiming the problem child is trying to take advantage of a very old Mike Tyson. Speaking exclusively to Mirror Fighting, KSI said, "I find the whole thing cringe. I just don't buy the whole event. I don't think the event is going to happen at all. I think Mike Tyson is just too old. You know, boxing is a young man's game, and I feel like once you hit about 40-something is when you start to really decline. I just think that it's a complete mismatch, and Jake is trying to take advantage of a very old Mike Tyson, and I think it's disgusting." KSI further added, "It's just Mike Tyson's mindset. He still feels like he's that 19-year-old killer, but in reality he's not, and Jake Paul is just trying to take advantage of him. But I mean, we're used to Jake Paul fighting old people, so it is what it is. If anyone doubted Mike Tyson's return to form ahead of his showdown with Jake Paul, the press conference in New York provided a definitive answer. The usually calm Tyson was visibly charged, shoving Paul during their face-off for the rescheduled bout on November 15th. Originally slated for July 20th, the fight was delayed after Tyson experienced a medical emergency mid-flight, raising concerns about his readiness. The situation took a different turn. In a fresh matchup in Florida, Jake Paul and co-headliner Amanda Serrano stepped into the ring on July 20th. Later reports indicated that Mike Tyson had resumed training, albeit gradually. Fans caught a glimpse of the boxing legend at the Terence Crawford-Israel Madrimov fight in Los Angeles. Tyson also recently appeared on the set of Impulsive with Logan Paul and Mike Malak. Amidst other developments, he discussed the upcoming Jake Paul fight in November. The former world champion took a moment to reflect on a pivotal moment from history, a catalyst that, in many ways, set the stage for his clash with the problem child. As the show approached its finale, Logan Paul reflected on the profound impact Mike Tyson had on boxing over the years. He reminisced about how Tyson's influence had shaped the sport long before his own entry alongside his younger brother. Despite his own experiences in the limelight, the pro wrestling champion confessed that he had never encountered hype of such epic proportions. "People are branding this as potentially one of the biggest fights ever," said Logan Paul. The very thought made him ponder the sheer number of fans and followers who would watch the fight without shelling out an additional dime. "Listen, this is what this is all about. All these other fighters and all these others, this is all about jealousy. They wish they could do it, but they can't," added Mike Tyson. He brushed off those who appeared to doubt their accomplishments. He speculated that because they don't receive the same kind of attention, perhaps even some of the world champions are jealous. Logan Paul was unequivocally on board. He highlighted that the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul bout was unprecedented, lauding both fighters for being at the forefront of a groundbreaking live sporting event streamed on a major global platform like Netflix. Iron Mike agreed, but he added, "You gotta count McGregor and Floyd started it. You know McGregor and Floyd." Logan Paul also concurred. They did start the crossover. The problem child's older sibling conceded that the Floyd Mayweather Jr. vs. Conor McGregor spectacle was undeniably impressive. However, the bout slated for November 15th might just outshine it. While the 2017 clash was a pay-per-view sensation, the Tyson-Paul fight promises to capture an even broader audience. It's shaping up to be an absolutely thrilling prospect. On August 26th, we'll mark 7 years since the Money Fight, also known as the biggest fight in combat sports history. This blockbuster showdown came on the heels of the highest-grossing boxing match ever, Mayweather Jr. vs. Manny Pacquiao. Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated boxing sensation, clinched victory over Conor McGregor with a 10th-round technical knockout. The event, which shattered records with 4.3 million pay-per-view buys, generated an astounding $600 million globally, with $396 million of that coming from the US alone. One man who understands the challenge of facing Iron Mike is the former undisputed heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis. The two squared off in 2002 for Lewis's WBC, IBF, IBO, and Ring Magazine titles. From the opening bell, the British fighter took control, ultimately halting Tyson in the 8th round. Lewis told Fox 29 that he was all for the fight between Paul and his previous opponent. He said, "That's what I call them. Exhibitions. YouTube fights. It can't be serious fights, it's just an event to me. Of course I watch them. You never know what's gonna pop up. I don't even know what the rules are, I don't know what's happening. I'm happy for them. I think they're gonna make a good bag and make it exciting." There are a lot of kids that love Jake Paul, a lot of kids that love Tyson. They want to see what's going to happen in the ring. Me too. Lewis predicts that Tyson will win, stating that his strength will definitely make Paul go down. He said, "Mike Tyson's going to win. You can fight somebody like that and do well, because the person you're fighting is not a true fighter, and there's 100 things that you've forgotten that he's learning. If they get close, and Mike Tyson comes with his 10-second combination, if one of those punches catches Paul, he's definitely going to go down." At the recent press conference, Jake Paul responded to the New York crowd by telling them to quiet down and suggesting they should boo themselves. He then took a dig at the city by comparing it to Mike Tyson, implying that both were past their prime from 2 decades ago, before making a few more disparaging remarks about the city.
"Hey, New York, shut the f*** up, New York. Hey, boo yourselves. Boo yourselves, New York. Hey, New York, New York, New York, you're just like Mike Tyson. You were good 20 years ago. F*** you, New York. F*** you. Dumbass democratic city.
Despite Paul's persistent attempts to provoke Tyson during the press event, the boxing legend remained calm and unbothered. Paul teased Tyson with jabs about needing a menopause break to postpone the fight and questioned if his stomach was still a problem. Tyson, undeterred, casually replied that he was feeling much better.
You had to go on your little menopause break and postpone the fight, so yeah. What about that, dog? I was ready before. You needed a little break. Your tummy hurt? Your tummy hurt still?
I feel a lot better now. I feel a lot better.
When the master of ceremonies asked if Tyson was genuinely unwell or simply afraid of facing Paul, Tyson humorously admitted to being terrified. As the press conference concluded and the two squared off, Tyson playfully nudged Paul twice, but the YouTuber turned boxer didn't take kindly to the joke. He responded with a firm chest thump and an intense, unflinching stare. Earlier in the press conference, Paul appeared noticeably on edge, a stark contrast to his earlier threat where he ominously suggested Tyson's demise. Despite expressing admiration and respect for Tyson, Paul made it clear that their friendship was over. With steely determination, he vowed that on November 15th, he would deliver a knockout blow to settle their rivalry once and for all. Paul dismissed Tyson as past his prime, promising to put him in his place and comparing his impending victory to a lesson in discipline.
And that's why I love Mike, I respect him, but we're not friends anymore. Until November 15th, I'm knocking this motherfucker out, and we're gonna see who's dead. We will see who's dead. We will see who's dead, Mike. We will. We will.
Hey,
Mike, when you hear Jake Paul say, though, we're gonna see who's dead, what does that do to you? Does that make you put yourself in the mindset of understanding that this young killer wants to take you out?
is he really a young killer?
As the countdown to their highly anticipated boxing match later this year begins, Mike Tyson has responded to Jake Paul's provocative challenge. This November, Tyson will return to the ring after nearly 2 decades away from professional boxing, following his last bout where he retired after 5 rounds against Kevin McBride. Facing Tyson with a defiant grin, Paul acknowledged the ominous prediction that the fight could be his funeral and wake, but made it clear that their friendship was over. With steely determination, Paul vowed to knock Tyson out and see who would be left standing when the dust settled.
All the people in my comments saying, look at his power, he's gonna get KO'd. People are yelling at me in the event. But what happens when I put this man to sleep? This shit is not a joke. He's saying that it's gonna be my funeral. He's saying it's gonna be my wake. He's gonna kill Jake Paul, all of these things. And that's why I love Mike, I respect him, but we're not friends anymore. Until November 15th, I'm knocking this motherfucker out.
During the press conference, host Ryan Clark asked Tyson how he felt about Jake Paul's threat. We're going to see who's dead, and whether it made him recognize that this young challenger was intent on taking him down. Tyson responded with a pointed question. Is he really a young killer? Tyson elaborated by pointing out that a YouTuber was preparing to face one of the greatest fighters in history. While he acknowledged that Paul had faced ambitious opponents before, he emphasized that this match would be different. Tyson confidently predicted that as soon as he landed a punch, the fight would be over, with Paul retreating in defeat.
Listen to the fact. We got a YouTuber fighting the greatest fighter that ever lived.
Jake, when you...
Every time these fighters sit across from me and it's YouTuber, it's Disney Channel, all that, and then you end up on the fucking canvas and you'll see it's gonna be no different here, I promise you that.
Catch this guy, because he's going to be running around. But as soon as I catch this guy, it's going to be totally over.
Tyson was firm about his readiness for the upcoming fight, disclosing that he has resumed training after a brief break recommended by his doctor. He confirmed that the bout is definitely scheduled and that he is in peak condition. Despite a minor health issue he faced, Tyson emphasized his full recovery and strength. With confidence, he declared that he is prepared and eager to let his performance in the ring speak for itself.
It's happening. We're all here.
How prepared are you to knock Jake Paul out?
I'm very prepared. I'm very prepared. I had a small adversity. I got sick, but I'm better. I feel good.
Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.